it's building. The children's part of it is building, and the girls' rugby is definitely building.
Okay. Back to the boys' rugby. How many teams are there in Victoria?
Well, there is supposed to be West Shore, James Bay, Castaways Wanderers, and so there's 3 here, and then there's Cowichan, Up Island. That's pretty much it for
Around
the
Victoria.
South Island.
I see.
And as the kids are getting older, we're finding it a little harder and harder to get enough to make a 15s team.
There's not enough players?
Yeah, a couple of them had to bow out. A couple of clubs. It's just the age groups.
Right.
Sometimes it's really a lot of kids, and then they're doing other multi-sports, and so they pick their one sport for that year as they get older. So sometimes we lose some of them.
Right. And as far as Canada is concerned, do you get out of Victoria? I mean, do you play other teams across Canada?
We used to club at U16 when my son was U16. We used to travel back and forth to the mainland and play mainland teams so that we had better and more competition. We haven't been doing that the last couple of years. It would be great to see that back in, because the competition, of course, because you have a lot more kids over there.
Yeah.
So, we need the good competition.
Right.
As well, these kids do try out for provincial teams as well as BC Rugby. So then we're definitely off the island when we're doing things like that.
I see. How about playing internationally?
A lot of the boys and men have gone on to play for Canada. A lot of our coaching staff volunteers coaching time that they are international players. It's a lot of give back. The sport is a lot of give back. So if there's young men in their 20s and then all the way up, it's a real give back sport, rugby.
Right, I see.
It's an expensive sport for travel, but
funds are sometimes hard to get.
There's a few things that are offered when you're playing for a BC team, but with the travel and that, like any other sport now, it's not heavily funded. So
right. Going back to you, what got you were interested in managing the boys' rugby because you yourself were playing rugby when you were younger?
No? I have loved rugby. I love watching rugby. I completely understand the game. The management side of it is really just making sure they're all registered, collecting money, making sure they have kit. So I've managed at the club level for BC Rugby the provincial teams and traveling with them, and it's just really all the technical details of it so that the coaches can just coach.
So the coaches are more involved in handling the, not just coaching, but the psychological side of rugby.
Definitely, yes.
Yeah, like, for example, handling winning and handling losing.
Yes, as well as training forwards, training backs, being there for the kids through, it's a real team sport. So through family things, through working through injuries, we need to let them do the best they can at just coaching.
Right.
And that's why all the teams, usually have a volunteer manager that deals with all the getting news out, getting, information to the kids.
Okay. Now, is rugby an Olympic sport?
It is.
Do you have any hopefuls?
I know some.
Okay.
Yes, definitely. On the girls' side, for sure, I do know some. And the Girls Sevens program is already, as you may know, that the Canada Sevens women have been doing really well. And there's 7s rugby and 15s rugby, so I see just in our province a lot of hopefuls.
So for those that don't understand rugby, what does 7 and 15 mean?
So 7-a-side rugby is a scaled down version of players on the field. If anybody knows rugby, in a 15s game there's a big pack scrum full of forwards. So 7s is designed a more passing game, speed. It's just a faster game and a little easier to understand for the viewer.
Okay.
In 15s rugby, there's a lot more complicated plays going on. Well, not complicated, but just more people on the field. So 7s is a little bit faster. It's a 14-minute game instead of a 45-minute game. So
it's a 14-minute game?
Yes.
Oh, it's quite short.
Yes.
Okay.
And
that's very short.
it's very quick, so you can see how fast it would go back and forth. And
Was it always that short, or was it?
I'm not really sure.
Okay.
It's fairly new. It's really gained a lot of popularity because you can play a lot more games in a day. There's limits when you play 15-a-side that you're not allowed to play more than 90 minutes in a day.
Right.
So 7s would be quite different, and you could, for spectator sport, it's quick. It's, you get to see a lot of teams. If you're watching a